turn up and they go, hey, do Hi-5's songs. I'm like,
Yeah, we love Jumped Up. Like, where are you? That was very cool.
oh, he's a thief though.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's in jail.
Oh,
Yeah.
interesting.
So I can't go into it. It's just still under legal matters.
No,
but,
I just don't have anything to
But
say
I
back
thought,
to that.
I think him and Chatterbox hooked up. They definitely did.
Ooh.
Yeah.
This was recorded at the Media Joint.
Harder Baby, get ready to turn up the heat with Gravity Drinks Co.'s new Harder soda range. Sip on the delicious citrus explosion or ginger and lime, both delicious flavours that'll make you say, ah yes, with 8% ABV in smaller cans.
It's time to get naughty with your taste buds with a good reminder that sometimes smaller can be better. Over sugar, drink Gravity. Available in all Liquorlands and First Choice liquor stores nationwide.
That is so rude.
Boy, that's a bit rogue.
Is it even that rude?
You guys, I am very lucky to be sitting in this chair today. I almost died multiple times over the weekend. So I was joking around about, you know, Jock, your birthday being the same as my girlfriend's birthday. We actually went away camping on the weekend. No reception, no power. Near the Hunter Valley, so we did do a wine tour. But I will say the first night, smooth sailing. All we did was, you know, eat a bit of mushy chocolate and get the giggles and, you know, hang out with the moths. But then the next morning, it just went downhill from there. I've got to intro you a person, Mr. Dad. So if it wasn't for Mr. Dad, I think this whole weekend would have been absolutely horrendous. So the Saturday morning, one of the girls' vans got bogged in the mud for like probably an hour and a half, 2 hours, and then Mr. Dad towed her out and we were all good. And everyone was covered head to toe in mud. That was, you know, this should have been the sign of it's going downhill from here. Did our wine tour, and must I say, wow, like that was my first time ever doing a wine tour and I was absolutely pissed after the first winery. It's definitely not for light drinkers. The only people that weren't pissed in there were like people that were boomers and they clearly drink every night. But anyway, so after we got back from the wine tour, again, smooth sailing, we're just having a couple beveraginos before bed. Woke up the next morning and a few of the girls had left. We'll name her the Stoner. We've got an RN and we've got a soccer girl. Soccer girl's got to get to soccer back in Sydney. And it had rained overnight. The creek had crept up a little bit. And before you know it, I hear a scream for help. And everyone's kind of looking around at each other. And then once I heard my name, when you're calling the mum, you know that's when people are in trouble. Ran over. The girls are bloody floating down the creek in the Hyundai. The Hyundai was filling up with water and these girls have scrambled on the top of the roof. So I've yelled out to Mr. Dad to get his car. He's gotten in his jocks. He's had to swim out to the girls and hook the car up with another friend, and Mr. Dad tows them out. Now everyone's a bit shaken. We've got to leave the Hyundai behind. We're not done there. I've then put the girls in my dad's van because it was raining. I took the van instead. And we've taken another exit to get out of Cranky Rock. And we're going up a very steep round hill. And of course, the van doesn't make it. And unfortunately, the van is slipping. And if my dad's listening to this, I'm so sorry I downplayed it a bit. But the van was hanging off a fucking edge. We had to just jump out of the car. And again, Mr. Dad arrives. He fortunately was able to strap around the wheels. Anyway, a bit of plastic broke off, and when we finally got back to Sydney, my dad was a bit annoyed, as you would be, that a bit of plastic was missing off the van, but I couldn't even tell him it was a life or death situation. I just had to be like, you know, I'm really fucking sorry. But holy fuck, I can't believe we almost died 3 times camping. So I don't think we'll be going camping again for a very long time.
That wouldn't happen to anyone else except for you.
Yeah, you know what? If you're watching this, so if you're on Spotify and watching this, I'm actually going to put some photos in because it's actually so fast and I'm not making any of this up. It was absolutely terrifying. At the time, like, I didn't want to be the person being, like, upset or anything because, you know, someone's got to keep their cool. But there was definitely a lot of tears and a couple of panic attacks, I'll tell you that much.
What happened to the car that floated down the river?
It's at Cranky Rock.
Still there?
It's still there. What else were we meant to do? It was pissing out oil, like all her shit. Like it went up to the doors, the water, like inside the car. And I did scream out to the girls, grab your important belongings, the Prada bags and the fucking hydro drink bottles. I'm like, girls, your drink bottles can fucking float. Leave them. Grab your belongings. Anyway, it wasn't funny, but it is kind of funny now. So it turns out we love men. We actually need men in our lives. That's what we gathered from the weekend. That wasn't the only traumatizing thing that happened on the weekend, actually. When we were at the winery, let's say the wine expert, he invited us back to his place because it was raining, and I was kind of like sitting there. I was just too drunk to say anything. And in the Hunter, they're not allowed to have food at the venues anymore. So I was like begging this guy, I'm like, please get some crackers out of your lunchbox if you got any. And he brought me some crackers. And then, he's invited us back to his place to stay. And we were like, no, maybe not. Some of the girls and guys were like, yeah, let's go to his. It's much drier. But then he ended up saying, like, I know exactly where you guys stay. I'll come find you guys. He didn't, thank God.
You've attracted another creeper.
He was definitely not straight, which was the strangest thing about it. But anyway, he must have just needed some friends. So, on theme of our guest today, it made me think back of what were some of my favourite shows in the noughties that maybe aren't that common. I had Blue Water High down. Did you watch Blue Water High?
Nah.
So Blue Water High was like a surf show. Like they were in high school and they would go surfing and fly. I vividly remember I had a surfboard go into her teeth and knock her front teeth out. So every time, I was in the water, I'd think of Fly. Angelica's Anaconda.
I've never even heard of that. I've heard of Blue Water High, but not Angelica's Anaconda.
So they're the characters that kind of look like the Huey characters. That male figure. Is it Huey? Not Mad Huey.
I don't think Mad Huey would resonate with children's content.
Yeah, I agree with that actually. The Saddle Club, surely.
Fuck yeah.
I had a Saddle Club, little tin pen. You're worse than me. You were rinsing me this whole time. You're a very bad singer.
Oh no.
The Sleepover Club, had that on video. Would have a literal sleepover with my friend and we'd watch the Sleepover Club for hours. All I remember a girl called Fliss. That's all I remember from it. Round the Twist, we had to watch that on a rainy day at school.
Fuck yeah.
Round the Twist. I didn't really like it. I just remember having to watch it.
Another catchy song.
Go on then.
No.
Like you would say to me.
Yeah.
Mortified. I just remember Taylor. She was such a baddie and she had that friend. I think his name was Flynn maybe. Anyway, I don't really remember much about the show, but I'm sure one of you guys can remind me. And then the last one, it popped up when I was searching naughty shows, and I just briefly remember it being on the ABC, but the Basil Brush Show, it was like that puppet fox thing.
Yeah, I don't remember that one so much.
I'll put the photo in so you guys can see.
You haven't done any like cartoon style shit?
No, I was just thinking of random crap off the top of my head.
Dog?
Yeah, Cat Dog was a good one, obviously.
Jimmy Neutron?
Yeah, but this is not free to air, Jock. You obviously had Foxtel.
Well, that's the only TV we could get out in the country.
I had ABC, darling.
No, we got ABC. Well, but I think it all came over the satellite, the same Foxtel.
Okay, well then we've got bloody Blinky Bill. Did you watch Blinky Bill?
No, but I swear Jimmy Neutron was on like the Saturday mornings.
Saturday Disney.
No, ABC. It would come on after Rage.
I just don't feel like Jimmy Neutron was on the ABC.
No, maybe
I'll fact check that later. Because Guest appealed to toddlers at the time, and let's say right up to preschool and early primary, I have an Infy moment that involves my child that I didn't know if I was going to share this or not. Banks is potty training at the moment, and he will only go to the potty if I'm sitting on the toilet too. And it was in the morning and I really needed to do a number 2. So I'm doing a number 2, and then Banks is peed in the potty. He stands up whilst I'm mid, going to the toilet, and he goes to pour the piss on me. So I jump up out of the way so he can pour the wee in the toilet for me. I sit back down and then whatever, flushed. And then I was like, why the fuck is there poo on the fucking toilet seat? When I jumped out of the way, shit went on the toilet seat. And then I sat back down on it. My own poo. So that's
skid mark on the actual seat.
Yeah. So that's been our potty training experience so far. It's going bloody great. It's
Pretty
not
shit. Oh.
nice. On that note, we may as well bloody introduce our guest because I'm very excited to have him on. Nathan, welcome to A Bit Rogue. I'm so stoked to have you here. Can you give us a little rundown of what the listeners might know you from and what you're currently doing?
How are you, Skye? Thanks for having me. Nathan Foley, probably for the 20-something kids of the 90s. They probably remember me from the old Hi-5 days.
I'd say a lot more than 20, but yes, do carry on.
20 plus. Yeah, so I've been working since I was 10 years of age, actually. So
In showbiz?
Yeah, in show business, writing songs, recording, ever since that age. So I've been doing it for quite a while now and still going at it, still going strong. So I kind of juggled that and Hi-5 at the same time back in the day. But haven't given up. I'm still doing my shows and still recording and releasing music. And I guess it's not my job, it's my passion.
Yeah, that's amazing. I mean, you were definitely one of my favourites in Hi-5. I memorised a lot of words when I was younger. I fooled my parents to thinking I was really smart and I could spell love when I was in preschool, and I brought home a painting and they were like, oh my gosh, you're so smart. And I was like, yeah, learned that from Hi-5 actually. And Energy. I don't know if you remember your Energy song.
I remember that. A lot of it's a blur, but there's a lot that I do remember. But yeah, because obviously it was, I mean, I didn't see it as work. It was a gig because we're kids, like we're teenagers when we started that. But obviously it wasn't just about the music, it was about the educational basis of it all as well.
Yeah.
So,
and you were just saying before that you were a teenager when you were doing Hi-5.
Yeah, I was 18 when I started that show.
That is crazy.
Yeah.
That is like, I definitely was not mature enough at 18 to be remembering scripts and, you know, performing for people at that age. But I'm going to jump right in and go very rogue very quickly.
Okay.
So, a lot of us little girly pops when we were younger, obviously we loved Nathan and we loved Charli. We need to know, did Charli and Nathan ever kiss?
No. Funny thing is, Charli was like, I guess she's like a little sister to me.
Yeah.
We, because when that show started, we kind of both had to move out of home.
Oh, okay.
At that time,
Yeah.
because I was living out in the western suburbs of Sydney and it was just too much of a drive coming in to film, and she was coming from Nelson Bay way up past Newcastle, so we actually shared an apartment together.
Oh, wow.
At Artarmon, because we were filming at the Gore Hill studio, the old
The T.
ABC. I know, so no, nothing ever happened with Charli and I.
I love that. I mean, younger me probably doesn't love that, but love that for you guys. So was she also a teenager at the time?
Yeah, she was about 6 months younger than me.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, we all I remember us doing between trying to learn our scripts and film the show was, at that time, Dawson's Creek was massive. I don't know if you probably remember the show Dawson's Creek.
Remember.
Oh God, age demographic.
Just remember, I am Gen Z.
Oh no, it was a massive show, Dawson's Creek, and we used to watch that. It was like this American kind of comedy drama kind of thing we used to watch when we used to between shows. But no, in answer to your question, nothing ever happened between us. I don't think there was an attraction there anyway between us. So
Sorry, everyone.
yeah, sorry about that. Apologise.
So I briefly asked you just before, but I want to go into it a bit more. So you caught up with Tim not long ago because he's catching up.
Yeah.
And I did say, obviously it's kind of like work colleagues. Do you see any of the other cast members, especially obviously Charli, because you lived together?
Yeah. You know what? We've grown up. Like, as I said, we started when we were kids and now we're out, we're married, we've got kids of our own. So we've kind of gone our own different directions as well. Two of them, I think Kelly's just moved to Sydney.
Yeah.
Tim's in Newcastle. I'm on the Central Coast. And Charli and Kathleen are in Queensland.
Oh, wow.
So it's kind of one of the things. But you know what? We've been trying to get ourselves
Yeah.
together to have a reunion, which was...
Oh my God, please do an actual reunion show.
It's my fault. One night, I did I worked with the Wiggles, right, for one night. They were doing an
Was
adults.
that the Christmas thing?
No,
Oh, no.
It was an 18 plus show in Sydney.
Yeah.
And it was the night that Greg had his
Cardiac arrest.
So I was there. I went out there and I did a few of my original songs.
Mm-hmm.
And anyway, I saw how the crowd were reacting to the Wiggles doing their thing. And I thought, you know what? Damn, I think Hi-5 could do this. So I went back, had a couple of drinks, and I was just like, I posted up an old photo of Hi-5 and said, would anybody interested go into a Hi-5 18 plus show if it ever happened? Next day, media were contacting me, TV shows, radio, everybody going, is this true? What's this about, a Hi-5 reunion? It just went ape shit, went all over the place. And I woke up because I was like, what the hell? What did I do last night? And ever since then, I've been bugged for the last 3 years saying, when's this reunion happening? When is this reunion happening?
For real?
Yeah. You know, and look, I'll be totally transparent with you guys. We do want to do it. We really do want to do it. But it just comes down to we don't own the show.
Yeah.
We've got as a Malaysian company that owns the rights to the show and all the old footage and stuff. So we'd have to cut a lot of tape to get through it and do it. Unless we did
Could
a cover.
you be like a cover band
of our band.
Yeah, like a debut.
Call it Hi-5.
Yeah, Hi-5.
Wow. That
Wow.
probably come across a bit wrong, actually.
No, that's fine. Over
Yeah.
18s.
Hi-5, okay.
Yeah, that'll be fun. Speaking of the Wiggles,
Yeah.
I went to an OG concert last year. Loved it. So speaking of the Wiggles, I feel like a lot of kids growing up, you were either Hi-5 or you were Wiggles or you maybe watched both. Why do you feel like the Wiggles continued on? And, you know, obviously they have had many different cast members over the years.
Yeah.
Why do you think that Wiggles continued on and Hi-5 didn't?
Well, the Wiggles started off as the Cockroaches. Did you know that?
Yes,
Started off
yes,
as a
we
pop band.
learnt
So
that
they were
with Greg.
already an established band that they put together themselves.
Yeah.
The big difference between the Wiggles and Hi-5 is that we were an auditioned band.
Yeah.
We didn't come up with the concept. We didn't
Someone
come up with the
else's
name.
idea,
It was
they
someone
just
else's
needed the
idea,
puzzle pieces.
And primarily just a TV show. They didn't plan on getting us out and touring for 7 months of the year or recording albums or videos or anything like that right at the beginning.
Yeah.
It was just an educational show. Our producers were from, part producer of Bananas in Pajamas and Posey Graham Evans, also it was Helena Harris and Posey Graham Evans. She did McLeod's Daughters. So they're all mainly in the TV land of things.
TV world, yeah.
So the difference between the Wiggles and ourselves is that we were employees
Of Hi-5.
Hi-5, the brand
Got
of
it.
Hi-5, but the Wiggles owned
Wiggles.
the Wiggles.
Yeah.
They are the Wiggles. So I guess they could take more chances and invest. We didn't have any decision in
Yeah.
that. We were just...
And also you were so young as well. Like when you're
Yeah.
signing up to something like that, you don't really think, oh, I'm going to be a huge star in the kids' world.
No,
I
and
need to
plus I
protect
was gigging
myself.
for 8 years before Hi-5 came along. So I never ever saw myself as a kid's entertainer. Even
Yeah.
when I was doing the show, I was working to adults most of my life. And when I got into the show, I was just like, okay, well, they're littler humans. I'll go out there and I'll sing and do what I usually do.
Yeah.
But it's just the content's different. You know, the music was more kid friendly and the lyrical content was a lot different.
Yeah.
But then during the time doing that show, it became a lot more than just the music. It was, we, reached out to so many kids in a different way, by educating them and going to the kids' hospitals and visiting the sick kids that, were terminally ill, just to see, the reaction and, what we brought to their lives was just incredible. So it was looking back on it now, it is a massive blur to myself because we were younger, but it's because of guys like you coming up and saying, hey, oh my God, that show reached out to us and touched us and gave me this or educated me or made me feel good. It was like you're like my big brother or something like that. So when you get reactions like that, then you start thinking, oh, maybe it was something really cool for you guys.
It was freaking massive.
We didn't see it that way though. We were just doing our thing.
Oh my God.
so.
No, someone, I was away on the weekend with my friends and I was like, oh, does anyone have any questions for Nathan? And everyone was like, oh my God. I think maybe you had no idea about how, everyone at preschool was like, Hi-5, you know? And obviously we love Jop Jop. Where are you? That was very cool.
Oh, he's a thief though.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's in jail.
Oh.
Yeah, he is. Yeah.
The real...
Hard time, yeah.
Hardcore
thief, Jop.
Oh.
Yeah.
Was that a hand?
Yeah, yep.
Interesting.
So I can't go into it. It's just still under legal matters.
No,
but,
I just don't have anything to
But
say
I
back to
I
that.
think him and Chatterbox hooked up. They definitely did.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Because Jup was very talented. He just had a lot of.
You're throwing some tea out there.
Yeah, exactly.
So you saying that you pretty much showbiz from you when you were 10, you were 18 when you started Hi-5, and then you were touring 7 months of the year. Do you feel like you had the same kind of social opportunity as other people in their like teens and their 20s as others, like in terms of like, you know, going to parties and, you know, making friendships or relationships? Do you feel like you still had the same opportunity, or, you know, oh gosh, what's his name? Malcolm in the Middle, Frankie. He was just on I'm a Celebrity. He said that he lost a lot of that.
I don't know. I think people complain too much when they've got something really cool in their hands, and we loved what we did, you know. So I didn't really. We had each other. I had my family. I still had mates that I've had since primary school and high school. So I never really thought I was ever hard done by not having a massive social life. Plus, when we were touring, like, we had each other. We were socializing all the time. Like, and our shows weren't like at 7 or 8 o'clock at night. We had like 2 or 3 shows in the daytime. So by the time nighttime comes, we could go out and hang out and be adults. And
you guys are doing the matinee performances. You're
not
really doing
it's daytime.
the
but no, I don't ever think, because obviously I've been doing this for such a long time. I love what I do. I never did any of this to have that recognition or be famous, or, you know, to be going, oh my God, it freaks me out. Like, it's like.
Really?
Yeah.
That's so surprising.
Yeah.
Because you are such a performer.
Yeah. Being on stage is different to being out in public and having people come up to you. Like, I'm not a shy person, but when it comes to people coming and go, oh my God, like that, I'm
like I just did before. I was like, oh my God, Nathan.
No, but it's like, I get it, but it's still weird to me in a way. You know what I mean? Like,
I understand a little bit. But like, you were literally living other people's dream jobs. So I do get where you're saying, you know, people can complain a little bit when it's actually like, you know, a lot of performers would love to have a TV show.
Exactly, just get over it. Just look, if you don't want to be in this industry, because there's responsibilities that come to being on TV.
Yeah.
There's responsibilities to being in the public eye.
Yeah.
You know, it doesn't take much just to be nice to people. You know, be respectful of the people. I mean, you guys are the reasons why we were successful.
Yeah.
It wasn't just about what we could do or our talents or whatever we brought to the show.
Yeah.
You guys watched it and gave us that success. So I meet and see a lot of celebrities that go out there and go, oh my God, just, you know, stay away from me or do this. And I've met some massive ones from the States that I've seen personally, people coming up and saying, oh, can you sign this, or can I get a photo? And they just give them the hand. I'm like, are you freaking kidding me right now?
So awkward as well,
they're
though.
the people that made you, man. Like,
you know what? When I was in LA, a lot of people were like, it's so cool, you're meeting so many celebrities. And I'm like, it's making me feel like shit, because I'm like, I loved this person, but now I'm like, they're actually a dick.
Yeah, because they believe they're hype. They hear so much good coming their way all the time. You're the best, you're this, you're great, you're amazing. But they start believing it. The thing is that you've got to be good at it. You've got to be good at being a good person, being good at what you do on stage.
Yeah.
That is always what's in my mind, like being the best at what you can do and still keep learning.
Yeah.
Don't ever think you're the best. You know, there's always something to learn.
Hughesy actually said that last week, saying, you know, it's all about your ego, like let go of the ego. So yeah, definitely. I mean, I used to joke around when I was a young girl, still even probably the beginning of this year, I used to be like, oh, I could never be famous because I could never be, you know, nice to everyone. But you just do. You are. I mean, I can't relate to people that shun people, or when people are like, can I get a photo? And it's like, they are the reason why you are who you are today, is with your fans. So yeah, it's very
well, success means a lot of different things to different people.
100%.
You can judge success on going, I want to be recognized, or you want people to go, oh my God. And there's thousands of them, especially today. Like it's all about being famous, and you can end up being famous by just being on a reality show these days. You can go out there without having any talent and making something of yourself. Yeah. The industry's changed now. Yeah. Or you can go, okay, look, how did this show or whatever I did change someone's life? Yeah. Did I move you? Did I make you feel good? Did I take you out of that depressing state that you're in to put a smile on your face? You know what I mean? Or did I write a song that lyrically made you feel good in a way, or you know what I mean. There's all different ways of success.
Yeah.
You know, that by the end of our lives, I mean, what are we going to be thankful for? You know, life can be very short. You just say, oh, because I was famous, that completed me, or no, I changed people's lives. I made a difference in this world.
Yeah, making a difference. Do you feel like having these kind of, let's say, mantras keep you going in terms of you shifting from being Hi-5 into your solo project? Because obviously, like, you with Hi-5, like, you had a team of like growth and strategies doing it for you, and now it's literally you looking out for you, and you're re-entering a market where you've gone from like having this many fans to having to regain your fans. Do you feel like you just keep on telling yourself that success is different for everyone, or? I just don't think about it, to be honest with you. Like I'm just thinking about doing what I love to do. Yeah. And whatever comes. You know, if I just like to write music. I love to put it out there into the world. If it's a success, fantastic. If it's not going to make me give up. I'm going to keep going and going. And I mean, what's the worst that's going to happen? People don't hear your music.
Well, you know what? As you know, geez, I'm early 40s now, so it's not like I'm.
You do not look early 40s.
I am.
You look fabulous.
Thank you, darling. I'm not 18 anymore. You know, so when you get older, there's different things that mean more to you. Like I've got a little son now, and you know, I'm married. You know, so I've got that. My family means everything.
Family is
my
purpose.
Parents are getting older. They're not going to be around forever. So that's important to me.
Yeah.
I don't want to sort of just worry too much about the success that doesn't need to be worried about. You know what I mean? Yeah. I'm just doing what I do because I love to do it. But I've learnt a lot. You know, Hi-5 made me learn a lot, and it was a different kind of machine. Yeah, for sure. I feel like any performer could agree that, you know, being in a show, something like Hi-5 would teach you so much discipline and drive. Yeah. So when you are doing an independent project, that, you know, you continue on that discipline. It's more personal. So you've recently had a single come out. Yes, Where I Belong, and music video. So I've got a few actually. A couple of years ago, an album called Hurricane. But I wrote everything myself. So I've got about five music videos on my YouTube account. And this one is a little different. It's got a bit of more of a soul jazz kind of vibe to it. Nice. Just stepping out of that kind of pop rock kind of feel. Yeah. But yeah, the music video is kind of special. The other ones were film crews and everything put together. This one was more home videos. Nice. Yeah, so check it out. Oh yeah, I saw a bit of clip of your wedding video in there. Yeah, it's like the beginning of our relationship up until that point. That's so beautiful. Yeah, so it's very special and very very personal, this one. I love that. Yeah, it's called Where I Belong. Well, you've also got a song coming out on the 12th of August as well. Yeah, that's it. That'll be film crew for that one. Film crew for that one? Yeah, it's called Without You Now. It's a song that I wrote a little while ago, but it's epic. I can't wait to share it with you guys. It's got a bit of a Coldplay kind of feel with it. We love that. It's really interesting. So, do you know what? Next year, I reckon. You know the Barracks in Manly, Night at the Barracks? I've heard of it. Yeah. We need to get you on there. Yeah. We're having a night with Nathan. Oh, okay. And we're gonna go listen to, because you do. They'll probably turn up and they go, "Hey, do Hi-5 songs." I'm like, do you get that? Oh, hell yeah, all the time. That's so funny. Yeah. Because you've just been doing the is that Aussie to the Bone? Yeah, I got a show called Aussie to the Bone. It's covers, right? Yeah, covers of, like, you know, John Farnham, In Excess. You know, that's perfect bands. Because parents of Hi-5 who still know you fucking would love that. Well, I did a show at Avoca Beach Theatre just a couple of weeks back, and the demographic was insane. Like, it ranged from 20-year-olds up to 70-year-olds. Yeah. It was just this broad range. And I was asking a lot of the people after, so how did you hear about this? Because obviously I've been putting my social. And they said, yeah, your socials. But we said, like, we have followed you since you were a kid. Like, and we're massive Hi-5 fans, but we followed you with your original music as well. And like, it melted me, because I was like, thank you so much. Like, I didn't expect you'd think going from a kid's music to my music, that'd be a hard thing to do. They said, no, like, we just love and appreciate you for the work you do. And I'm like, thank you. That's like, it blew me away. I said, that's why we're here watching your show. and we're going to tell everybody else to come to the other ones. And it's like, oh, it was
Well,
really
yeah,
sweet.
I bought tickets for me and my mum. She doesn't know there's that for her birthday to the Newie show on the 30th of August. So I'll be
sweet.
there if anyone wants
Sweet.
dinner and a show.
Yeah.
Because my mum loved you, and you know she loves In Excess and all the other covers that you do.
Yeah.
So it's like it's perfect for her as well because she knew you from Hi-5.
Like 6-piece band and sax player, and
It looks so much fun. I saw a lot of wine glasses being swirled in the air.
Oh yeah, no, the crowd was insane.
No, I'm very excited.
Oh, thank you.
So do you do, when you're doing Aussie to the Bone, do you do any of your originals in those shows?
I was. It may, evolution might take its course and might chuck some more stuff in there, but we're slowly growing. It's obviously it's a new baby, so it's only been happening for the last month or so.
Yeah.
So it's when we debuted a few weeks back, but yeah, definitely want to put some originals in. I actually want to do a whole original show of my music because I think it'd be really, really fun.
Yeah, it would. I think what you're doing is nailing it on the head though, going from the Aussie, because it's right with the parents of the Hi-5.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's very exciting. Now, do you have a rogue moment you could share with us?
Okay.
Can be anything. It can be an embarrassing story.
I'll tell you a
It can
story.
be-
I'll tell you a story. I won't name names, but
If you do, I can bleep it. Don't
no,
worry.
I can't remember the name actually. It was involved with a crew member. We were touring in the UK.
Hi-5?
Yeah, I'll go back to that far back because it's actually quite funny and terrible at the same time. So we're touring the UK, and it was the Newcastle over there. So it wasn't Newcastle in Australia, Newcastle over in the UK, and we're touring. It was probably about 2,000 people turned up for this show. So we all got water bottles at the back. It's got our names on it.
Yep.
My water bottle, full water bottle, had Nathan written on it. So what happened was, I must have finished it earlier that day, and I didn't top it up. But one of the crew members, not purposely, had a bit of a drinking problem, I think. And he put a whole thing of gin in my water bottle, just thinking, he probably had it turned around, didn't see my name, so I'll just put in that. So if I wanted a bit of a squeeze during the show, we're talking a daytime, right? Anyway, so I walked up, and just before I went on stage, and I was like, oh, there's my bottle. So I had Nathan written on it, and I sculled it, and it just took a long time before I went, oh, then I went, like that. Anyway, I did like a show where I was so tipsy, it was ridiculous.
Really?
That was I think that was probably one of the is this not rogue enough?
Yeah, that's
felt
like
bloody
that's
rogue
naughty.
to me.
That's a naughty Nathan moment.
Yeah, but I didn't even know, and I hate gin. Like I've never liked gin in my life, but this I squizzed it back, and before I knew, I just spit out as much as I could. It was the hardest 3 shows that day I've ever had to do in my whole life.
You're doing a bit sleepy, I
I felt like the room was spinning. It was like this. I was just jumping around and doing my thing. I was
Child
just
star gone crazy.
like, anyway, so
It's funny you tell that story because June 8th is World Gin Day, for anyone wondering.
So that was a crazy thing. That was probably the most rogue moment in my life where my drink was spiked. Really.
You were pissed in front of the children.
Yeah, exactly.
How
exactly.
dare you.
I know. I tried. Pushed through.
Well, I also have a little game for you.
Okay.
It is a naughties trivia.
All right.
I've only got
Good.
3 questions because they
Okay.
are a little bit hard.
Oh, they're
so
hard. Okay. I'll roll.
I'm going to take you back because you are a ARIA award winning and a Logie award winner. So I thought, let's see how well you know Aussie music in the noughties.
This is going to be terrible if I get these wrong.
Which Powderfinger album was named ARIA's Album of the Year in 2003?
Oh, God, I probably don't know this. I only got...
I was going to do multiple choice, but I thought, let's see how smart you
Yeah.
are.
See, I love Powderfinger, but I don't really know their album names. I know their songs. It wasn't Odyssey. No.
Vulture Street.
Vulture Street. Oh, and I love that album so much.
Which
Well,
Australian...
baby, I got you on my mind. That one there.
Wait, why didn't I get you to sing before? That is so cool. Do that again.
I love that song.
Okay, well, next one, if you know the song, you can
Next
sing
song
a
you
little
should
line.
we should get you to do some karaoke because Skye's really good at the singing bits.
Chuck, stop it.
True.
I'm
You're a
so-
singer.
No.
You're not a singer.
No.
Okay.
Yeah. No, she's
She's a singer. She's okay.
She's starstruck. She's starstruck.
Yeah, I'm so sure.
We should do a song together.
Okay, actually,
She did the best duet of the 1990s.
ENERGY.
It's not a duet. That's like a quintuplet.
Oh, sorry.
A queen duet.
We need
whatever they call it.
We need 3 other people. Jacques. Turn your mic on.
No.
Actually, you know what? You can answer this song answer this in song if you want.
All right. Okay.
Which Australian song was ARIA's #1 single of the year in the 2000s?
Jeez. You know the weird thing with me, right, is that I don't really listen to the radio or top 40 stuff.
I'm asking you this because you were actually there.
I know, but I can't remember. Was it what section was it? You haven't told me what. Oh, it was the album of the year. Album of the year.
Sorry, it was Song of the Year. And I think
Song
it
of
was
the Year.
Song of the Year for a little while because it was like...
I was there.
All
So
right,
this
I'm
is
going to
just
give you
how
a
much
hint.
I take-
I'll give
okay,
you a
give me
hint.
it.
Someone that won Idol is the artist.
Oh, it wasn't Guy.
It's a guy song,
It was Angels Brought Me Here.
but I thought we were going to sing it.
Oh God, I can't remember it. It's so
No,
long
neither
ago.
can I.
What are the lyrics? Do you have lyrics?
Quick Google.
You could feel what I see. It's way too bloody early to sing some. To my prayer.
You know who would be really good at singing that song?
Who?
Jack Vidgen. Do you know him?
Yeah, Jack. When I did The Voice.
Yeah.
He was in the same year.
Wait, you did The Voice?
Yeah.
What were you doing on The Voice?
I competed.
Shut up. I did not know that.
Yeah, 2019.
It's same year as Jack.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. He's such a babe. I love him. He
I
went
also
to
remember
school
him
in my
from when he was a
area.
kid, though. Like when he was little.
Little?
Yeah. When I saw him now, I didn't recognize him.
He has such a stunning voice.
Yeah, he's a great voice. There's some great talent in Australia. I really do. This is the
We
reason why I want to do
do.
the show, because there's so many kick-ass singers out there. So.
We do, but I feel
And
like
songs.
a lot of them flee to bloody LA. You don't need to anymore.
Well, I think the reason's because of the population.
Yeah, I think we do have such a small population. Like, look at the stars in India and the stars in the Latin American
Well,
world. Like,
Bollywood's bigger than Hollywood. Do you know that?
literally, if you see anyone that is a Bollywood star, they don't have 1 million followers. They have 24 million followers. Like, it's crazy.
Yeah.
We are such a small
We
small
are.
pond here.
Best country though.
Best country. Aussie. Last question.
Yes.
When did Jessica Mauboy's Burn single reach #1 in Australia? You can do it.
I know Jess too. She's beautiful human being.
She's such a babe.
She's gorgeous. What was the song again? Burn.
Oh,
Can you give me a hint? Was this one of her earlier ones or later
it's
ones?
a later one.
Later one. Oh God, now you're pushing it.
I know when I actually did I guessed. I'm going to tell you what my guess was.
Okay.
I guessed 2006.
Okay, that's a while ago though.
Yeah, it was 2009.
Okay, 2009.
Yeah.
Yay!
You got it right.
Thanks. Yeah, that's for a hint of the bloody answer.
Sorry.
No,
But
she's
excited.
she's amazing. She's such a lovely girl.
I've
too.
only ever met her once. Little fun fact about myself, I did a bit of music A&R when I was younger. And I was at the Sony after party for the ARIAs, and we happened to be on the same table, I think it was. And I just, I was working with huge artists in LA, and I never, ever, ever fangirled. And I saw Jessica Mauboy, and I was like, this is my moment. I love you, Jess.
Yeah.
And she was so nice.
I love meeting, I even hate the word celebs, but I love meeting people that are in the public eye that are nice, like really cool.
But
down
just
to
so
earth.
cool.
Yeah. I met because Jess, we've sang together before. Jess and I, back, geez, a long time ago now, but I think when she just kicked off. But yeah, she's just a beautiful-hearted woman. One of the best, loveliest people I've ever met was Hugh Jackman.
Really? You actually kind of look like Hugh Jackman. I was like looking at you before, and I was like, do you look like Wolverine or do you look like Wolverine?
Oh God, I've had that in the past, and
It's
she
a
says
compliment. He's hot.
I'm the shorter, less richer version.
Is he tall?
Yeah, he's over 6 foot. I think he's
Shut
6'3"
up.
or something. Yeah,
He
he's
just went
massive.
from like hot to like sexy as.
Yeah, he's a lot. Well, we're filming next door. He was doing the movie Australia.
Yeah,
And we
cool.
were doing, I think it was my last season with the cast. And I was outside and he came up on this electric scooter and he says, "Hey, Nate, how you going?" I'm like, I've never met him before in my life at this stage. I said, "Good, Hugh. How are you, mate?" You good? He said, how's filming going? He said, "Good." He said, "How's yours going?" He says, "What's that?" He took my scripts, had a look, and he says, "Shit, that's a lot of scripts you got to do there." He says, "Look, is it okay if my wife and my kids and Baz Luhrmann and his family could come in and watch you film for a little bit one day?"
A little Warner Brothers moment.
I said, "I'm sure it could be arranged." Like in the back of my head, I was just going, "This is
What
freaking
the
Hugh
fuck?
Jackman." I'm sure my producers would be like, be able to,
Stoked.
yeah. So they came in. I think it was the week later, and we all hung out. And we got photos with them, and they watched us film, and just really, really lovely, down to earth guy.
That is so cool. I
Yeah.
think if Hugh Jackman asked if he could come sit in the studio, I'd probably put myself.
Don't have a number. I'm sorry.
That's all right. Hopefully I
It's
just
like,
run
it's like,
into
oh,
him.
hey Hugh, how you going?
Hugh, have you heard about A Bit Rogue? No, but since you've said Jessica Malboy, I'm definitely going to get Jessica to come on the podcast.
Yeah,
she's so
she's
cool.
cool.
Do you know someone else I randomly know, because I helped her with social media for a bit, is Shea Brewster. Did you ever meet her?
No.
She was Saturday Disney. So I used to watch Hi-5 and Saturday Disney because obviously Hi-5 wasn't on Saturdays. And when she reached out for help for social media, I was like, yes, I can teach you how to make an Instagram post. But yeah, she was also someone that she didn't continue on in the entertainment world as such. Like she's actually a wedding photographer now.
Wow,
like she's
okay.
just so cool. Like she's got 2 kids and she's just, yeah, family first.
Was this a
kind of
long time
girl.
ago she did the transition, or did she?
No. The transition, I think after Saturday Disney, she just did a few hosting things. Like she hosted Carols in the Domain,
Oh, okay.
but kind of like yourself, she kind of just separated herself. But yeah, she I think it's called I Love Photography. And if I got that wrong, I'm going to do an overlay of that. But actually, there's one thing I did want to ask you.
Mm-hmm.
When you saw, let's say, Charli after Hi-5 do things such as Getaway and other hosting gigs, did you feel a little bit like, fuck, why am I not doing that? Why am I not doing TV still?
No, after Hi-5, I went into music theatre. I did Mamma Mia for 12 months and Jerry Springer the Opera and stuff. Charli has always been great at TV. It's where she wanted to sort of head. She did some dancing back in the day, but she wasn't into the whole singing thing as much as I was. So after I left the show, I kind of went that way. But no, you know what? It's funny you asked that question because it's an amazing question. I get it all the time, but not just due to that, but also working with other people and people that some are more successful, some are less successful. I just truly believe that we need to support each other. I've never been jealous of anybody. I've been inspired by people, but not jealous of people. I think jealousy just will shut you down.
Yeah, it's such a toxic feeling to
Yeah,
have.
and if you do that to yourself and you go, why are they doing that and I'm not doing that? It's got to come down to you not focusing on what you should really be focusing on. I try and help people. I support people as much as I can because if they're thriving, the industry's thriving. If the industry's thriving, we're thriving.
Yeah.
You know, so no, I love the fact, as I said, we're all brothers and sisters. If I'm going to be envious or jealous of my brother and sister, it's a bit toxic.
How you going, isn't it?
It's a bit toxic.
Yeah.
No, I want success for everybody, no matter what industry they're in or what their journey is.
There's literally enough room for everybody.
There is. And honestly, I've dealt with it myself. I've dealt with people where they've, unfriended me or did this because of something.
It's really
of
common in the
success that I've
performing
had.
arts world.
Even today, with different things I'm doing today, they're just like, you can tell people that have a bit of a different agenda or they're a bit cut because this is happening for me or something like that. And you just go, don't be like that,
You know what, I feel like the way to get around that is to actually be as inclusive as possible, include them in what you're doing, and then, they're going to love it eventually.
Just support each other and keep it strong because the world's changing.
Yeah.
More people are staying at home. They're not going to shows anymore as much as they used to. Like the theatre world, the cabaret world, the rock scene world, used to be so thriving. There was
I know,
like
I wish
millions
I
of
was
shows.
born in a different era because I love dinner and a show. I love a
Yeah.
cabaret show.
Well, I've got mates that are, older than me that are musicians, and they said, geez, back in the 80s, I was a baby, but back in the 80s, we were doing 3 or 4 gigs a day. It's unheard of now.
Yeah.
It's
don't
whether they
have
do like a
much
Friday
of
or
it.
Saturday night if they're lucky, but it's just the industry's changed, and it's because people are staying at home. So the longer we support this industry,
Yeah.
we're going to keep it strong.
All right, so we're going to Nathan's show on the 30th of August, and we're going to have dinner and a show.
I'm
And
at
actually-
Panthers too.
Yeah,
January
Panthers in
January
January.
25. January 25. Yeah.
I
I'm with
didn't-
the Sydneyites.
I didn't want to wait that long.
I know. Well, we haven't got to say this is just pre-information. There's no link to it yet, so I
Oh.
just gave them all the media
Well,
to promote it.
Put it in your diaries, everyone. But I am going to link your new music in the bio as
Thank
well.
you. Appreciate that.
So everyone can have a listen. And yeah, if you want to come along to the Newie show,
Come on to the Newie and Wollongong, November 22nd, Centro CBD. So any of the Gong people down there?
Are you going to do Queensland at all?
Love to. I love to. Yeah, Queensland and Melbourne. Like
I
there's-
reckon the Queenslanders would bloody love to hear Aussie to the Bone.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, the funny thing is, like a lot of our, back in the day from memory, most of our ratings, like top ratings were actually in Victoria,
Interesting.
in Melbourne. Yeah. So I've had so many people telling me to do that, but it's a different kind of thing. You got to get your flights ready and accommodation for your band and stuff. So it's a little bit more work to put into that. But
Yeah, you've got a crew now.
We're hitting home first, New South Wales.
Nice.
And then we'll move forward onto that one.
Up the Blues.
Yeah, I know. Hey, when's the final? When is the final date?
I don't know when the last game is. Jockey's my Google.
Yeah, the Google man.
I do ask him
12th of
questions and
July.
he's like,
12th of July.
12th of
Okay, and when's the
July.
second game on?
that is the
Sorry.
second game.
No, you're right. I'm getting faster.
I'm one of those guys. Then I think
Well,
of
I've
something
been
later. I'm like,
asking him questions and he's like, why the fuck would I know? I'm like, because you got a bloody laptop there.
No.
Google
June
it.
26th.
June 26th. I don't watch football. I just had this thing about football because it was always on my birthday weekend when I was a kid.
When's your
and
birthday?
September 27th.
Oh, so that's grand
So
final.
everybody never come to my birthday parties. Like it was always like very, very small. So I don't hate football. My
Sucks to
cousins-
be a Libra then.
Yep.
No, I
Libra.
do like my Libras. Very nice people.
Indecisive.
I'm an Aquarius. if
Lovers,
you
not
wanted to know.
fighters. Till it comes to the punch, It's like,
Well, thank you so much for coming on A Bit Rogue. I had lots of fun,
Yeah,
and
thanks
I'm
for
just
having
like, I'm just so happy to bloody see you in person.
Yeah,
I was always like, how do I get myself to be one of the kids in the audience whilst you're filming?
It
Never
was all
figured that out.
schools. It was all schools. Like
Really?
they used to approach schools, like public schools, and say, "Hey, look, we need a group of kids to come in." And
I don't even think I was at school when I was watching Hi-5, but you know what? This is even better.
exactly.
I'm
Look,
getting a meet
this
and
is
greet.
like, yeah, this is heaps better.
Thanks for listening to A Bit Rogue, where we uncover the stories of athletes, artists, and celebrities with their most rogue moments. Episodes dropping every Wednesday.